What's up, people? This is my third take because every time I do a video, someone's knocking on the door or preventing me from being able to do the blasted video, and it's starting to really get on my abdomens, on my abdomens. So let's check this out, alright, guys. Alright, so it's been a long time, but your boy Perfection is back, and he's back with a couple of maybe 2 or 3 videos. Because there has been some interesting things. I remember, guys, I never wanted to come back and talk a whole load to you guys. Like, I was sitting down today and I was saying to myself, like, what is the purpose of your videos? What are the purpose of them? And I think this is important. Before we get into Corona, I'm going to talk a little bit about R. Kelly. Because I just saw his recent thing, the R. Kelly sex tapes. Not sex tapes, sorry. Surviving R. Kelly. I also want to talk about another subject that was brought up the other day, my family, and that had something to do with gay friends. You know, is it okay for men to have gay friends and things like that? So we're going to get into that. But the first thing I want to say is I sat down today and I said to myself, what is the purpose of your channel? Like, what is it about? What is your channel? Like, I am happy with my videos. I'm happy with them. They're not all perfect. Some of them I probably would change. I probably would change it. You know, in the beginning, as you can see, there's not as much confidence, and then later on in the videos, the confidence starts to come, and I'm speaking a lot more natural. There's not as many slurs, there's not as many and all of that kind of stuff. Right. So what is the purpose of it? And I think I want to start it off by saying this, is that from the time that we enter this world, and this is something I've always thought as well, from the time that we enter this world, we're chasing stimuli, and this is my way of describing it. Now, other people will describe it in a different way, and that's fine. They'll use different languages. They approach it, you know, differently. But this is how I look at it. From the time that we enter this world, we're kind of chasing highs in a sense. You know, we're going from one stimuli to another as human beings. Stimuli, as in, we're chasing good feelings. And one person in Africa, a little boy in Africa, starving, he will be overjoyed if someone brings him, one day someone wakes up and they bring him a bottle of pure orange juice. Yeah, he's always been drinking out of dirty lakes and rivers and things like that. One day someone comes up to him and gives him this orange juice and he tastes it, and that feeling, that feeling there is almost like him being given a super drug, like him being given heroin. Okay, that could be the equivalent to someone, say, so that could be the equivalent to Bill Gates' son at, say, 16 years old, walking into his driveway and seeing a Mercedes-Benz there, and he, all of a sudden, is overcome with the same joy, the same excitement as that child in Africa. Had it been something smaller than that, then Bill Gates' son at 16, again, this is just, I'm just, you know, hypothetically speaking, Bill Gates' son may not have experienced that much of a high. It may not have been high. So the point I'm trying to make is that once that child in Africa has experienced that, now he adapts to that and he's chasing a new high. Now he wants to. So what we come to learn from that really is that the more things that we are introduced to, the more things that are brought into our lives, the more we kind of adapt to it and crave more and crave something a lot more higher. Okay? We're chasing highs, chasing stimuli. What's interesting is that some of us may be born deaf, some of us may be born blind, so it's a different kind of stimuli, it's a different world. What will then make them feel just as happy? What will make a deaf person feel just as happy? You know, if you couldn't hear or see, what causes you to be overcome with joy? One of the main things as human beings, and this is why I always say to people, it's the most simplest things that we should appreciate, is the community spirit, which ties into the whole Corona thing. Now we're out there, everyone now is a lot more, well, they should be coming together as a community in order to fight this thing, in order to get through this thing. But if you look at your poor countries, you compare, again, Bill Gates' son going to a frat party, and let's say, again, this is hypothetically speaking, I'm just using him as an example. You know, I don't even know who he is or whether he has sons or whatever. But let's say you're going to a frat party and he's first experiencing marijuana and all those kind of things. He's doing, his first high or drug or whatever, and he's never experienced this, yeah? That is the equivalent, in my eyes, to going into a community like India, because they said like India, people have a better life out there, better kind of standard of, they didn't say standard of living, they said people out there have more kind of, I would say the stimuli is a lot more higher. It's a lot more, there's a lot more sense of community spirit. There's a lot more sense of kind of, what would I use to describe it? People, there's a lot more kind of pride, spirituality and all of those kind of things, yet they're really poor, yeah? Yet children may not have a place to urinate, may not have a place to go to have a dump, basically, okay? So they may have to end up kind of doing it in the street or in the alleyway or something like that. And from what I've gathered, what I've heard, even from personally people from India, that there may be even a bit of a smell out there, things like that. But there's more sense of community, of kind of I wouldn't use the word power, but kind of harmony. There's more harmony there. People are more happy there. People are more joyous there. And the reason why is because if we get to the core of stimuli, it really boils down to people. That you can't get more of a stimuli than people. When you're in a larger community as well, especially as a single guy, you're likely to find a partner. You're not going to be locked away in your house. And as the years go by, as you're getting older, thinking where the places and the chances of me meeting someone are kind of deteriorating as each year goes by. It's not that kind of thing. But summing up this whole stimuli, because this is important as well. This will ties into the whole corona thing. Okay, we've now established that when we enter this world, we're chasing highs and we're chasing stimuli, and our body adapts to it, and then we end up chasing another high. What happens though is that as children, we should be taught that it's not all about how we feel, about our own emotions. It should be about giving and receiving. It should be about sometimes when I give, I don't always get a rush or a high from it. It's not everything that I do that involves pleasing myself or making myself happy. Okay? And as we become into adults, we then generally, and this is where it gets complex, as we become adults, some of us choose to venture down the path where it's strictly for themselves, okay, where they don't give a damn about anyone else's feelings, okay? And this also involves pets as well, because that's important as well. There's certain people out there with pets, and let's face it, the pets aren't being treated right. They're not. I have to say it straight. They're not being treated right. They're put into dog fights, animal cruelty. I've met even women that said, even a woman said to me the other day, she said, listen, Luke, I don't give a damn about animals. They're not humans. So as far as I'm concerned, if they suffer and all of that, I kind of disagree with that. Right, so where was I going with all of this? Right, so we become adults. Some of us then venture down a path where we're strictly still chasing that high, and it's only about themselves, okay? But then there's other people, like what we're facing, like what this corona thing has showed us, that they push that stimuli, that chasing that high, to the side, and their life becomes about helping other people, and they don't always get a high or a rush from it. They do it because they're generally good people, you know. Scott Peck, I'm going to leave it in the description. There's a guy called Scott Peck, and he talks about if you go onto YouTube, there's a video that he has, and it's called the road traveled, a far less road traveled and beyond, something like that. I'll leave it in the description anyway. The road less traveled and beyond. Okay. But one of the things he says in it is that people always say, why is there so much evil in the world? Okay, which I would say foolish / selfishness. Okay, he would say, why is there, people always often ask, why is there so much evil in the world? But the real answer, the real question that people should be asking is, why is there so much good in the world? It's very much the opposite. Rather than ask, why is there so much evil? In a world like what we live in today, where it's everyone for themselves, and you know, our celebrity stars are strictly about one night stands, marriages out of the corner. They're walking around parading in jewelry, Lamborghinis, and all these kind of things. Some rappers are even talking about killing other people and all that kind of stuff. In a world where we kind of promote selfishness and laziness, yeah, and you know, and it's to a certain degree narcissism and those kind of things. In a world where we promote those kind of things, why would you choose to be good? What benefit is there if you're gonna go on a date and a woman's gonna turn around and tell you you're too nice, or people are gonna pick on you for being nice? Then what is the payoff? What do you get from that? Okay, and this falls into the whole stimuli thing. Is that we get to a certain age where a lot of us are making a choice. Are we going to live for other people, or are we going to strictly live for ourselves? And that since this corona outbreak thing is happened, there have been a lot of people that put their lives on the line for other people. The Chinese doctor that first discovered it, that tried to warn people about it, and then they turned around and said he was, inciting panic or fear into people, and they tried to isolate and what else? They tried to say he was a criminal or something like that. Try to make out like he was some sort of criminal, and he sacrificed his life trying to get it out there. And then since then, I've heard just recently there was another Asian doctor, I think he was Indian, in the UK that died from helping people. These are the real heroes. People that are out there now on the front line, whether you be an NHS staff, whether you be a fireman, whether you be, to be honest with you, whether you be a teacher. I've got my brother is out there right now. He works. His job is to make sure that if there's potholes in the road, so if people are driving, he makes sure that the roads basically are smooth, so that we're able to transport. People are able to try and get from one area to another in their vehicles. It's as simple as that. He's out there doing his job. What other jobs are there? There's people in shops, in the supermarkets, the till staff. Who else are there? Cab drivers, train drivers, bus drivers. There's so many people out there now putting their lives on the line, and it's not about themselves, Just today, I've signed up to something called Spock, where I've advertised myself as a delivery driver. So I will be out there in the community helping elderly people to get their groceries, to get their shopping, and I will pick up medicine for them. I have put a little fee to it. I said £3 per, because I need to have petrol in my van basically. I'm not making a profit out of it. It's only £3 or whatever. But I'll go to the store and I'll spend as much time as I need to. If I need to pick up their dry cleaning or do any of that kind of stuff for it, I'll do that as well. For as little as £3. I haven't done it for free, so I'm not going to come on here and lie. But that's just to cover the petrol in my van. But I'm trying to do my little part, Yeah, so it's not all about yourself, guys. I just want people to understand that it's not all about yourself. Sometimes it is about putting yourself out there. And you won't always get a payoff or payback from it. It's not always about receiving. Sometimes it's about giving, and not expecting anything back in return. But to all of the people out there that are putting their lives on the line with this corona thing, I just want to say that I appreciate you and thank you. You're doing a marvelous job. True definition of a perfectionist, if you ask me. and I'm trying to do the same. My mask hasn't arrived, otherwise I'd be doing this thing a lot sooner. I'm sorry, one of my masks has arrived, but there's 2 people in my household, and I'm giving that to the other person. I've ordered some more masks. I'm just waiting for them to arrive, but I'll be out there doing the same thing as well. To people out there, stay safe. I probably will do a workout video just to show people that you can do some quite heavy workouts in your house without weights, because people are, you know, buying up all the weights now. Gyms are closed. I will probably do a workout video just showing you that you can do quite an intense workout without the use of metal weights or anything like that. You can use household appliances. Anyway, guys, I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Be humble and stay safe, okay? Take care. Peace.